What is up, everybody? In this video, we're going to be talking about the law of cause and effect. Now, the law of cause and effect states that for every cause, there's an effect. Every effect has a cause. And the way I wrap my head around this hermetic principle, is like a domino effect. You hit one domino and it knocks another domino, etc., 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 etc. And so all the pieces of dominoes are hit. And you look around, there's consequences to our actions, and every consequence has a cause and the effect. And in the world of personal development, the world of the hermetic philosophies and NLP, etc., this is crazy hands. You're either living at the cause or you're living at the effect side of life. And people who are living at the effect side of life tend to say things like, the reason why my health is a certain way, the reason why my relationships are a certain way, the reason why my work or my business or my finance is a certain way, the reason why this is because of other people. It's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of this, because of that, because of this. The reason I feel this way is because of that person or this situation. And what happens is, if we're always living at the effect of life, that means that we're not taking responsibility for anything. We're not taking responsibility for anything. And if we don't take responsibility for anything, then we don't really have control over what happens. We've kind of given control away to our external surroundings. And whenever we switch that, we start to live at the cause of life. We say, I am creating this, I am choosing this. And it may not be that you're creating the situation, but you're creating how you are responding to that situation. Then you start to gain control. You got to start to gain a sense of I have a part to play in this. And even though there are these effects, I can willfully choose to feel a certain way or willfully do certain actions. And what's amazing is that if you've been living on the effect side of life, because of the way the world works, there's cause and effect. You can start adding more causal factors to whatever situation you're in, and by doing something different, you're going to get a different result. By doing something different, you're going to get a different result. And what's amazing about this in the personal development realm, and even in the science realm, what one person has done, you can tend to replicate that and get the same results. So it can take an absolute genius to figure out, the law of motion and the Newton's law and the law of gravity and all these different things. It can take an absolute genius to figure it out. But once it's figured, then the simplest of people can replicate that because it's already been done. And this is what I really like about this law of cause and effect, because it states that if you find someone who has a particular cause or who has a particular effect, that you want, then you can trace it back and figure out all the causing that they did to get that and do those same things. And if you do those same things long enough, you will get the same result. Okay, so you look at someone who's fit, is healthy, who's got great relationships, all these different things. You ask, what are you doing? And a lot of people say this, like whenever on the path to being successful, they just looked around them, saw the people who were the most successful, and says, what are you doing? What are you doing differently to me? And then they told them, and then they did that. And that's actually how the book 16 Laws of Success came about, because Napoleon Hill went around asking 500 the most successful people of his time, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they told him, and he wrote about it. And that book is responsible for creating a lot of successful people. So that is the law of cause and effect. The side of empowerment is on the side of being a cause. And you may not be responsible for the event, but you're responsible for how you respond to it. Peace.